Recording in progress.
Sorry. Oh, the pressure's on now. Suzanne, would you like to start for
yes,
this?
So I think everyone was there last night when Natalie received the Louis Hoist Award for extraordinary contributions to music and dance. Well, we have some more awardees this morning, I'm very pleased to announce. And as I mentioned last night, Tom Kantok was the first recipient. Other recipients have included Kathy Tech and Norman Beatty at the Los Angeles Conference in 2012, Bill Moulton and Marjorie Landsmark DeLewis at the Brockport Conference in 2013, and to my utter surprise, I received it in 2015 at the Joint Conference with NDEO. So I'm pleased to announce that our next award winner is John Tentis.
Yay!
He's a full professor and music director of dance at University of Illinois for almost 25 years, right?
Yeah, this is 25.
Yeah, 25 years. He was a founding member and president. He was president of the Guild between 2004 and 2007, and really got us going on having a website. He has numerous commissions in the field of dance. What's really extraordinary about John, I think, is his he was a pioneer in developing projects in the new field of interactive dance. And he's done some really marvelous work. That huge interactive thing he did in the building a number of years ago was quite spectacular. He established the Laboratory for Interactive Technologies, which has designed a platform for quickly creating mobile apps for live performance, and he now tells me it's called MoShow.
Yeah, what happened with that RMSD thing was that it's the French word for milk. And yeah, lait. And you Google lait and you get all these French breastfeeding websites. So we decided to change the name.
And I think what's really important is to understand he's in demand as a presenter at national and international conferences for a variety of organizations, just not ours. So he's really brought the Guild further into the realm of the rest of the world, and I really appreciate all the hard work that you've done.
Thank you. That's very, very nice. I'm not going to give a speech. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't have time. We do not have time for that.
Don't have time for a speech.
You give a speech.
Yeah, I'm going to give a thing.
30 minutes, you give a speech.
Thank you. It's so nice.
So our next award winner was a founding member of the Guild. He's a percussionist and specialist as a tabla player. He was a music director for dance at Rutgers. He worked with numerous choreographers, including Sean Curran and Jane Comfort. He has made many noteworthy presentations at national conferences. I was always excited and impressed to see your work at our conferences. I just learned so much from you. He's had grants from Meet the Composer, American Music Center, Flagler Trust, and he was at the Bates Dance Festival for over 10 years. I'm so pleased to present this award to you, Tinker.
Oh my God, that is incredibly unexpected. Thank you so much.
Welcome. That was unexpected. And we have one more, and then I'm done. Well, no, I'm not done. I have two more things. Anyway, so our next award winner was a founding member of the Guild and former president of the Guild. He's professor emeritus at Arizona State University, where he was the music director for dance.
Well, who's left? You know.
He worked with many notable choreographers, including 30 years with Mel Wong. His book, Rhythmic Training for Dancers, has been used throughout the country for many, many years. I think Owen still uses it, or?
I reference it a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
We just finally got the DVD stuff, or CD-ROM stuff extracted. So
Yeah.
hopefully more people will use it.
Yeah. He also has been very active in presenting his work at numerous national and international conferences. He was associated with the craft of choreography for many, many years. Currently, he's been exploring this idea of living musically and how you can use improvisation in daily life. Is that correct? Yes. So Rob Kaplan, congratulations. Thank you. One more thing. Oh, he's right in front of me. So Jeff, I think I can speak for all of us when we are just astonished and are so grateful for everything you have done for the organization, from when you were president and your desire to continue to build the website and keep that all up and running, and the remarkable work you've done here at the conference, getting everything recorded, getting the technology organized, and we just really want to thank you, and so here's a small gift for you. Now I'm done.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Suzanne. Let's see. Owen, would you mind giving us I know we've had a couple of updates over the year in the work meetings, but this is important stuff, and we have an opportunity, I think, to see some of the materials still. So could you give us an update on the International Center for Musicianship and Dance?
Yeah, so just completely borrowed from our own name. So we have a lot of really great things happening with the center. We have a work-study student who you've met throughout the event. She was sitting here today, Rebecca Sneed. I found out when I started doing this work that when you hire somebody to do something where you're the only person, suddenly your productivity goes up 100%. I think it's gone up more than that. I mean, it's probably 200% with her. She's just been cranking stuff out. She created databases for dance companies from around the country, as well as updating one that we had on accredited dance programs and music directors and that kind of thing. So she's just been doing amazing work for us and just excited to be doing it. She's like, I love libraries. So it's just she was desperate for a work-study job, and we were desperate for her. So also found out that we will be, I think I already said this, but we'll have an archivist who will help us work through the technological kind of things that I'm not as up on cataloging, doing the actual work of doing the cataloging. I did a lot of shelving as an undergraduate student in the music department, the huge music library at University of Illinois. But this is my first experience, actually being responsible for the cataloging. I don't want to screw it up. So that we have someone who's an expert in archival work, I'm really excited about. We've got the physical collection all completely cataloged. It's just getting it into the computer database. So anyway, we're excited about that.
I just want to add that there are a couple really cool things about this massive amount of data that she collected and collated for contact information, that we can now reach dance musicians with just knowledge that we exist.
Yeah.
And secondly, and also importantly, we have a vision for future projects, something that I wanted to do many years ago, which was a project to survey dance programs and understand where they're at, what their current status is, so that we can understand, have actual data to understand where things are.
The state of the profession, yeah.
Because we have a sense, I think all of us have a different sense based on our own experience, but we want to know what's the big picture of where it's actually at least in the United States. But I think some of the data is probably also international.
Yeah, a little bit of it, but mostly the United States, almost all of it. So we've got everything in a couple file cabinets over here, and we're continually soliciting more from all of you who've been doing this a while, from institutions that maybe have stuff that's just kind of stored there, and they're like, well, we don't have anybody dealing with this. So if anybody has an institution or knows of an institution that has a repository of stuff, it would be great to get that. stuff, audio, video. Well, I think what is the term that you all use? Ephemera. Thank you. Ephemera with dealing with music and dance.
Do you want like charts of who's accompanying in a semester and like tells you how many classes and how rich the activity
So
was?
that is something not so much for the archives, but for the organization. I think we would like to have that sort of information or create some sort of a survey to get. Those are separate projects. Sorry. So what Jeff's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about stuff like the poster from the 1997 conference?
Yes, please. Like we have some of the T-shirts from some of the conferences we've had over the years, and like we have Marjorie's.
Today and look in the art gallery.
Yeah.
We've got a display.
That's thanks.
We have T-shirts from Europe, from the Sweden conference, a poster from the Sweden conference, a poster from the Tucson conference, a T-shirt from the New York conference, and then books.
Recordings.
Recordings, articles.
Tigger's passing out his recordings last night. We'd love to have those. We'd like to have those in a place. You know, there are websites where you know, like I Dance Music or something like that, and ballet tracks or something like that, I think is another one. But if we could have our own place for people who are guild members to have their recordings available, that it's kind of like a one-stop shop. You're not just going on Spotify trying to find what's an algorithm says this might be possibly good for what you're using it for, but actually, you know, from guild members. That's kind of a longer off project, but one project is getting Rob's CD-ROM stuff from his book into like an app or something where people can interact with it. Because CD-ROM has a certain interactivity that just doesn't exist now. The number of computers I had to try to get to use that and find a way to record it was like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But it's cool. Me too. And again, Rebecca actually did the heavy lifting. She actually did the work. I turned her loose, and she comes in and she does it, and it's yeah. And she was a freshman last year, sophomore year. We've got her for 2 more years. Yeah, and summers. It turned out that's why we were able to put together the stuff we were last summer. So if you have those kind of like projects, I'm just throwing the projects that occur to me as it's getting started. But I'm sure we all have ideas for things. There may be things that we can kind of assist you with. So
Well, it could be syllabi.
right, that'd be great.
Well,
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't yet thrown out my notebooks that I had when I first started teaching there. I was figuring it all out.
Mhm.
I'm looking back and thinking, I was teaching Alexander technique in math history.
Yeah.
How did I do that?
Right.
Do we have a?
I also have recordings of Ben playing classes and me playing classes.
Yeah.
Even in Europe.
Cool.
Can we set up a Dropbox? Or do you already have a Dropbox? Or
We have a Google Drive for we can share that.
Yeah, that'd be great because then it's really easy then to just
Yes.
send stuff.
Yes, thank you.
And then I'm trying to.
If you have the digital files already, I mean, a lot of stuff we've been dealing so far. We also hired a company to digitize. I mean, I was amazed. The library, I was like, every time I've said, can we digitize more? And they're like, yeah, sure. What's that?
I mean, I have.
Yeah, we can digitize cassettes. Yeah, they can digitize. I mean, I won't say any media, but
Can they get to like black and white Sony VHS things?
probably.
The real reels?
I believe so.
I mean, I know, but personally, I have a converter. I haven't used it in a long time, but I have a converter that goes RCA into USB-C. So that's common. I got that like 10 years ago.
Mhm.
And so I moved all of my cassette tapes onto digital.
I'm talking about
I'm not that young.
really
But if
I mean, this is like 70s.
Well, I'm talking about this, but if it happened.
I know when you were born.
I'm talking about the fact that if you have any connector, so if you have an RCA connector or a
Yeah.
connector out of it, you could automatically go into it. And also on top of that, if worse comes to worse, sometimes I actually just play it over a speaker and then move it that way and at least get the information across, even if it's not as long.
It's hard to get the machines to play this.
I've got a reel to reel. If you digitize it,
Real audio, real
oh, you got a reel to reel.
That's what I'm
Actually,
Connect on that later. Connect on that later, please, and we can.
I can find out from this company. They're here local. Yeah, they've been doing. They might have all that, but so I think one of the things Jeff has been encouraging me to think about is how we can sort of promote this resource that for the Guild. It's kind of a mutually beneficial thing. It's a partnership between the Guild and Belhaven University in the sense of we provide the space and the place for it and the repository, but how are we going to promote this and make this a resource and available? So yeah, I think we're on the right track. But again, I rely on y'all's wisdom, your resources, whatever, to make that happen. I'm trying to think what else did I have to say. Oh, I got a letter a little while ago.
It's a good letter.
It's a good letter.
You all want it to be.
We all know what this spells. Puts the fear of you every time you see it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, turns out in probably like 2013 or so, our 501c3 status lapsed.
Oh, whoa.
So we haven't had it. And so when I came in as treasurer, I was like, okay, let's see what we need to do to be kind of filing for that stuff. I don't know much about 501c3, but my wife went through it for her dance company. And so, it was on my radar. And I was like, oh, shoot, we don't have this. What are the implications? I just took over administration of the funds for this organization that does not have 501c3. Now, I'm obviously not the first person who has, but now I know this, and I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm kind of on the hook. So Jeff had fortunately found a company that helps companies, nonprofits, reapply or apply for the first time, called the Foundation Group. They're based out of Nashville, Tennessee. Contacted them. They sent me a questionnaire, filled all that out. And then they're like, all right, send us your stuff, fill out the stuff that you need for 501c3. Like, great, cool. Well, that was 2 Augusts ago. And then the first year of running the archives happened, and I was immersed in that and some other things. So I didn't touch it for a year. And then they sent me a letter last summer and said, hey, by the way, you're a month away from your contract with us expiring. Do you want to finish this? And I'm like, yes, please. So we kicked it into high gear. And we got it all done by December last year. It was applied for, and then had to do some back and forth. And at the beginning of August, I got this letter saying we have 501c3 status. So we're legal, and I can breathe a sigh of relief and file more paperwork. But yeah, so yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Your forthcoming contributions, I'm sure, are now
tax deductible. So yeah, and I would like to recognize. Well, Kathy has left, and Jeff tells me she doesn't like to be on the spot anyway, so this is probably perfect timing. She has already made some significant contributions this year that will be, for the first time in a while, tax deductible. So really excited for that. So anyway,
You have to refile every year.
you have to send. No, you don't have to refile. There's just they call it a postcard. You fill out, and you just kind of have to affirm that things are still current, and I think probably what some of the income and outflow is, but yeah, pretty cool.
Good work.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Let's see. I know we're short on time, but as we have been going through the conference, we've always had Q&A at the end of each session, but we're wondering if maybe this would be a good time, just any reflections from the conference as a whole, and maybe that goes in together with looking forward. So what do we do now? What's on what's needed moving forward? What are we wanting? What are we I know advocacy has been a huge thing. The world is changing rapidly as we know it. Things in the past are looking really different in academia. There's so many things that probably also very stressful, but so yeah, I don't know if they tie in together, maybe experience we had over the conference, and then ideas moving forward.
Yeah, I had a reflection last night that, was sort of this like all politics is local kind of thing, that like what better advocacy for the long has been, you know, excellent for the organization and all of these things. But just again, the, you know, students seeing people doing this at the highest level and you know, how robust this feels. They're probably going to be excellent advocates for live music, you know, or certainly much better than they were 4 days ago. And so, you know, that makes me think that, like, wow, these gatherings and you know, making sure that they also are doing what we do all the time, interacting with the students, you know, helping classes, blah, blah, blah. You know, getting into a company and doing it, you know, all these different ways we could be doing this activity from this weekend are could have a huge impact in the long run.
I don't know how you'd fund this, but, you know, wouldn't it be a cool program to, like, send groups of 4 members who, like, you know, 2 schools, I don't know where the money comes from, or, you know, I don't know a lot about it, but, you know, basically to have a advocacy week at the school where you're teaching, you're playing classes, you're doing round robins, you're doing an intensive hit of this is what it could be like if you all got on board, had your own people. And with music, right, you actually, that's what you offer. You offer to train students. That's exactly what you do. Claudia would know a lot about that. She really ran a program like that for a long time.
Also, I wonder, when we've gone to NDO and things like in the past, haven't we in the past teamed up with, rather than just being our, you know, the only people advocating for ourselves, have we teamed up with teachers in the past and been like a team advocating together? I feel like having dance teacher voices with us might be some of the most effective.
Yeah, right.
Rather than just me saying I'm important, but it's like as a team we're coming together, and who are those people we know and can, you know, reach out to.
Well, the faculty would have to want a team like that to come in. I think it would kind of inherently be a partnership with interested faculty, and music faculty and dance faculty.
And at least my faculty is changing, so it's not just ballet and modern dance. You know, there's a lot of hip hop, there's a lot of other forms that are not really covered by what we do, and that are connected culturally, you know, with a whole other approach to the infusion of music and dance and culture and how it fits into life. That's part of the change.
Yeah, so our teachers in that respect, they may be, you know, they're in a partnership, they'll have a trap set player in their class, but that trap set player is helping them move to a DJ. You know, and so there's I mean, so we would need to expand in order to address that.
Right, that's a question I want to pose. Like, who is a dance musician?
Right.
I think we need to be thinking about that. I think it ties into the advocacy question, you know. That's...
Yeah, I was just going to say, what are we advocating for? I mean, there's a couple of advocacy routes that we're thinking of, right? One, advocating for more positions, more hires in more institutions, but also advocating for more members in the group, right? So I think there's a couple of things we maybe need to advocate for, and maybe more visibility in other other institutions or other walks of life. Like we're thinking about the Guild archive and how do you interface with the New York Public Library, you know, things like that. So I think there's different areas of or avenues of advocacy we might want to identify and pursue.
And just so y'all are aware, Greg is sort of our hub for advocacy, thought, and action right now. So if you have these ideas, you can share them with him.
Something that keeps coming up to me in terms of this conversation is I think that there's also a psychological thing that I've seen a lot of the work and converse with everybody here, and everybody actually already does a multitude of different forms, or they've studied a multitude of different forms, but there's still kind of a psychology of splitting it from what the Guild has done, when actually everybody here is already involved in, you know, different styles, whether, you know, technology, African, all these different other things keep coming up, but they keep on coming up in here as if they're separate from what the guild has done. And so I think that part of it is us kind of changing that dialogue and making it inclusive, because I don't think it's really as complicated as some people are thinking it is, because we're already involved in studying these other forms, but we're not thinking of them as a central part of accompaniment. And as soon as we make that switch mentally, it'll include more people, make it more accessible.
I think I agree.
And if any relationship with institutions that we initiate or manage to obtain is not just us telling them what should happen, but it's a partnership with whatever's going on there to enrich, in all directions.
And I just want to add one quick thing too, because that's the big question. I was talking with Owen in the meeting that we had earlier. For us at FSU, we're working on a certification, accompaniment certification. So Daniel Smith, Sudarat Songsuride, who was a pianist in the music department, we're trying to put together a 12-credit course so that students that are musicians that want to accompany class can go through that process and learn how to take their musicianship into accompaniment. And I think Suzanne, I heard that Suzanne, you've been working on that before too.
Well, I was just going to offer, it used to be at the University of Arizona that I had several programs, a master's program in dance accompaniment and a doctoral minor in dance. So I'm happy to send you the curriculum if that is helpful to you. Okay.
Could we, if I'm a hub for some of the advocacy, I wonder if there is someone else who might be a hub for these training programs, because sort of making sure that they're connected to each other, that they know about each other, that people know where they could go, that there's a central resource of, okay, these are all the, is this, I see you pointing and ringing bells and talk about it. Right.
Yeah. Lucy is the person that did Royal Conservatory in Scotland. And Karen McIver has had a course. And I think Mariana had a course.
She compiled a while back. I think this was back when she was doing a lot of her videos online, but she did a whole section, and she was reaching out to a lot of people, compiling a list of programs that were current. And
does anyone know what happened to Kim Helvig and his program in Denmark? Do you know him? No, we know it closed, but where'd Kim go? Did he try it somewhere else?
Still there.
There's still a summer session, but
he lost the master's.
I inquired about that. I was hoping
you were going to go.
I was hoping to go this summer, and apparently it's not happening anymore. Yeah.
Just like Eastman's going to
or at least this year.
So if you can find whatever the Mariana thing that you're talking about, and like I said, I'm happy to send or post. I don't know what would be most helpful. Wait, who am I looking at, Jeff? But I can send it directly to you, since it sounds like you're already in the middle of it, creating it, and then if.
Isn't Mariana trying to make money doing this? Doesn't she have a commercial ballet?
Well, that's what most
train.
European
But I mean, it's her private thing, so I don't know.
Programs?
Right.
Well,
for private training programs?
Please tell us.
Yeah, well, we have a full master's degree at the Royal Conservatory of Scotland that is it's called Piano for Dance, and it's not a sort of part of a wider music course. It's the course is fully in dance accompaniment, and it's totally accredited and a sort of UK university degree level. But yeah, we are I don't want to say the only of our kind, because there might be something I don't know about, but we are certainly one of the only full degree program just in dance accompaniment.
To spread that you've created a hub and other schools would get that. Do you have any sense that having been accepted by the system, it might spread throughout a system?
I would love the opportunity to kind of take some of what I've been doing and kind of offer it a bit further afield. Yeah.
So I think I'm wondering if someone, as a member of the guild, can just sort of be a point person who is a resource. There's a new program. Tell this person about it so that we have some institutional knowledge. Is it a spot on our website that lists all of them and the various ones? This one offers a full degree. This is a week-long course that you could take. This one will give you this kind of certification. that is, rather than it being sort of like, oh, I've heard about this, I've heard, there's a more centralized, yeah. Yeah.
If you feel like cool that I can do the hub for the like dance music film, because I was traveling during while the Europe to visit like over 20 dance company, and I know a lot of people there, and also now I'm based in the States. Yeah, so, and I know you guys that, and I have a website and blogger that I going to document what I see and learn from this dance music film. So if you feel cool, then you can contact me, and I will put everything I know on my blog. And if someone like search like dance music film like us, like me before, then that he can get all the information.
Shaw Ed is the person.
Yes.
She's the hub person.
Awesome.
Thank you for volunteering to do that.
Okay, I thought I'm so young.
She's like, what's this stuff?
Yeah, I can do that. If you.
Cool.
Yeah, we should distribute a list of all attendees. A list of all what? Attendees.
And their emails.
Yeah.
I didn't see a contact list among us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we get one?
Yes, please. I wanted to do that.
I can work
yeah,
on
so,
that.
well, I'm trying to think the best way to do that. Yeah, we can start walking.
Can we help you compile it? Should we write it out on a sheet so it's easy?
Yeah, how do you want to do it? Jeff has it.
One last thing.
Yeah.
We need.
One last thing after you.
Okay. Oh.
Really, it's fast.
Okay. We need a membership director. So Owen has been the treasurer, the membership director. He's hosted this conference. He's done so much stuff for the past several years, and we need someone to step up to help with being membership director.
What are the duties of the membership director?
The membership director is an official role within like the infrastructure of the Club Express, which is our administration platform. And basically, when there's a new member, you set up like what the form letter is that they get, or when time comes for people to renew, you set up how the reminder emails go out, or
we give out promotional memberships. People say, "Hey, I'd like to join the guild," or if they came online for the conference and haven't been a member before, that sort of thing.
Yeah, they get a year-long membership.
It'd be nice to expand to include like some way of the membership director reaching out and staying in touch with people, help connect people. I think would be a nice way to do that. So I guess I've kind of done that this weekend. But yeah, so I think my biggest thing was just getting. We had 400 people in our system, but only 100 people are active, and trying to get people to renew, and we've had some success with that, and just again try to develop more awareness. So maybe taking these databases and actually creating a mailing, maybe a physical mailing, to send to dance programs and dance companies and places to help them be aware of our presence and that kind of thing, or whatever media we think is going to be most effective. But yeah, I think that could all fall under membership director. So.
I can think about it. It does seem like it might kind of fit the secretary position.
I've often felt that, yes.
Well, okay.
Not you specifically.
But yes, this institutionally, yes, I see.
Or vice president.
But
really quickly, have it in the approval process. Maybe host next conference in Houston at the ballet, and if so, it'd be the last weekend of July. It would be the end of our upper school intensive. So we probably have the most availability with studio space and have some people to participate. But I think it would, for better or for worse, it'd look kind of different than previous conferences, and maybe that could be a good thing. I'd like to see, and I would love to hear any ideas of things you'd like to explore. I think some things that haven't been maybe explored in the past. We have a big Parkinson's program. We have a really keen interest in our preschool classes. There's all the rehearsals for choreography in the ballet rep. We still have modern, and we have some local groups that would be interested. and joining us in the building, so it wouldn't just be Youth Ballet, but we have Audeum that could come help. We have Institute of Contemporary Dance, so there's a lot. I think could bring our whole community together, but it's different. I'm like, I think I'd miss the hominess of being in an academic setting, but I think there's some cool things to explore.
Are you talking about next summer or
Yes.
yes?
Oh, you got a whole year, guys. Specifically, sorry for the notes. Is that the like 24, 25, 26, or like the 31st going into the beginning of August?
I think the not that the first one, 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so like somewhere around like July 23rd through 27th.
That Friday, yeah, it's the end of our 5-week intensive. It'd be that Friday through Sunday.
Okay, so the 24th, starting essentially somewhere around July 24th.
Yeah, 25th through 28th.
You need air conditioning.
Oh wait, I'm looking at September.
They got that 25th through 28th.
Let's see, 24 through 26. But maybe. Yeah. All right. And then one last big thank you. Owen, this has been a gargantuan Jeff and Suzanne, thank you We've needed to come together in person for a long time, so thank you for making this happen.
So who do we send all our pictures and videos to?
Eleni.
Okay.
Eleni, yeah. Yeah, get in contact with Eleni. All right. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Kathy. Hopefully we will meet you in person sometime soon. Yeah, I'll be back on soon with John for his presentation. Thanks.